Okay, we're now at the next step. In this step, we have modified the recommendations for corrective actions and test procedures. So with software FMEAs, the corrective actions are with respect to design. So for example, a service person fixing something is not a corrective action for software. Replacing the software, that kind of thing. That's not a corrective action. A corrective action is from design point of view. This is a design FMEA. These are things that people testing the software and developing the software must do to mitigate the failure mode. So let's go take a look at some of these mitigations. So if you go to the mitigation tab, you can see for our very first failure mode there, the algorithm doesn't work for the ranges from 50 to 90 for the entire set of ranges. It could be that, basically conducting a code review, these are recommendations, by the way. It's up to software engineering to decide what they're going to do. But a code review would certainly identify if there's a problem with these input ranges. And we also need to develop some test procedures to test the entire range. This does not affect the user manual. There's nothing we can tell them to do that will compensate for this. We do need a good specification. Previously, a software specification. Previously, there was a hardware control for this range. Now we need to have a software specification that clearly talks about the valid ranges of temperature. And then changes to the code. Once the specification is written, we're going to need to change the code to accommodate the new ranges. Previously, the code didn't have to check for the temperature because the hardware controls controlled it. And then we're going to have to develop the test procedures to cover the entire range. You can see our status is open. We've completed some of these. We've left a few open for people to look at. So you can see one of the action items is we need to have non-volatile memory defined. It's implied. It needs to be explicitly called out. Some things need to be saved while others, so for example, the user's desired temperature range should be saved in case there's a power outage. We don't want the temperature to spike every time there's a power outage because it changes the temperature, that kind of thing. All right, so you can fill out a few of these. These are not applicable because they're database related, but you can take a shot at filling some of these in yourself based on the example given. All right, and then next, what we're going to go over is the assessment once the corrective actions are made.